Hey, we're live. We're trading Netflix. We're trading Netflix with all the money we made in Jamama. Not Joe Mama, not your mama, Jamama. J-M-I-A. That's right. But to put it in perspective, Netflix just ran 20 points. So, I mean, stocks are doing things that we haven't seen since 1999. This is the greatest trading market I've ever seen in my entire life. Things are working. And there's your 357.50 on Netflix. Anybody get back in? 358s are trading now. 358 on the bid. The stock's looking like 363.25 will be next. Anybody buy this thing back at 355? Sell half. Sell half. Don't let it go back under 355. By the way, if you're trading Netflix in the aftermarket, you've got to be looking at 2-point risk minimum. So here, if it goes back under 355, you might want to sell whatever you didn't sell so far. But wow. Just comebacks, nothing stays down. It's the greatest market in the world. And you don't have to own stocks, my friends. Because listen, even though Jamama was fantastic today, you could have bought it today. Could have bought it today. 35 broke, you get in. Pulled back, guess what? Didn't trade it again till 40. Because when an IPO breaks its all-time high, buy it. That's the #1 rule of IPO trading. It's all momentum, blue sky breakouts. So just like Tiger, you're insane for buying it back at 1660, but you had to because it was an all-time high and the stock tacks on another 50%. The market never goes down. Everything's a buy. You just have to wait for people to give up, just like they gave up on Netflix. And look where it went back to, the 1-minute VWAP. This is the greatest trading market I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've been doing this my whole life. I've never, ever experienced anything like what we're seeing. We're seeing stuff that normally is the end of a bull market. When IPOs are blasting off the way these are, it's usually kind of an indication that maybe we're running out of steam. And even though it doesn't make any sense, but it does. When you're seeing these crazy moves, people are dying for something new and exciting. Sometimes that's an indication that maybe the market in general might be running out of steam. But I'm going to take the other side and let the market prove it to me. And also, I don't give a shit what the market does because we don't own the diamonds. We don't own the Qs. Nobody's shorting UVXY. We're trading stocks like Jamama, TradeWeb, Tiger. And now all we care about right now is Netflix, right? Netflix just moved 50 points down and then rallied 30 points up. Do you need to know what the market's going to do tomorrow? You don't. And that's my point. And I think we should live that life forever. All right? I just made 3 points on a Netflix trade where I should have made 13. It's insane. It's insane, people. I don't know if anybody's even here, but Jamama, 45. So the next time we see one of these crazy IPOs, it doesn't matter what it is. This one made sense because I thought maybe because when I read African e-commerce that, again, it might be a cultural pride stock like the team, and it was. If anybody's guessed where Jamama ends up a year from now, I'd say $5 or 150. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Who cares where it's going to be? That's why, I mean, VFF, money came out of weed, went into Bitcoin. Money came out of Bitcoin, went into some IPOs. Money going to come out of the IPOs, maybe it goes back into the regular stocks. I don't know, but it is the greatest trading market of all time. How'd you guys do today out there in YouTube world? All right, that's what I wanted to say. There's a reason I came on. I was going to say, look, for all the enormity of the Jamama and the Tiger, the TW, and, look at the Bank of America legitimately could have been your best trade of the day, even though it was only a 50-cent move. Why? Let me explain. The 29.50s, my friends, were 15 cents. The $30 calls were at a nickel. So you missed Jamama. Sure, right? You missed UNH tanking 22 points. Okay. You missed Silk and TradeWeb and Lyft and Tiger. Who cares? Bank of America, 29.50 calls for 15 cents. 29.50 calls for 15 cents. Blew them out at 55, right? Maybe you had some $30 calls. Guess what, kids? You know how much the $30 calls were when we were looking at them? 3 cents. You know where they went? You know where the $30 calls went today? 30 cents. So you could have had them at 3 and let's say in somewhere in between. You bought them at a nickel, sold them at, let's say you sold them at 20. That's 4 times your money on a stock that just moved 50 cents. And that move was more telegraphed and more easy to wrap your head around than a Jamama going from 32.50 to 45. Plus, you're scared out of your gourd trying to trade Jamama. You know, there wasn't really that many vicious pullbacks in it today, but seriously, I mean, look at this thing. There was one move where it was 3 candles and it went up 3 points. At that point, you know, that's where you had that 2-point pullback. And then once again, you broke back over 42.50 and was gone. But once you got back over the VWAP early this morning, trade was on at 34.41, and you broke the top of the range at 36.50. And then if you didn't want to buy it there, 39.50, breaking all-time highs. It's a great market. It really is. All right, so let's go back to this Netflix because this is what we're doing tomorrow, right? Is anybody still here? You still here? Gordo? Jay? Schmitty? Trip? Siblings? Oh, man. Hang on a second. I think it's that redhead. Okay.
It doesn't. Wait. No. Oh my God.
All right. Well, who else is out there with earnings reports? I haven't even checked anything but Netflix. I'm sure there's 3 more, right?
No.
Netflix, IBM, CSX, UAL. Oh, come on. All right. Actually, there's really no point in me talking now at the end of the day is I got people. Whatever. Yeah, I was trying to pretend that I actually had a life of my own for a second there. Yeah, it lasts for like 20 minutes, but after 2:30, yeah, all I am is an Uber driver and some sort of ATM machine. Not so bad, but. All right, so let's take a look at the other ranges so we prepare for tomorrow. Okay, give me that list again. Let's put it up on the upper, let's put it right here. So I want to put Jemiah on one of these. Obviously, we don't even need it. I'm watching it all the time. 45.25. Netflix, IBM, CSX, UAL, IBKR, FULT. MRTN, AAC, I think Yiggy, YGYI. I remember that stuff. IBM, what's it doing? Getting hammered? No, not bad. So anyway, put it all in perspective, right? So between UNH, let's say you're afraid of these crazy IPOs and you didn't partake in any of that. UNH on the downside was a reversal, was extraordinary. But then you had an extraordinary reversal back up through the ranges to go back to the 1 minute VWAP on UNH, which was really the highlight of the afternoon. I mean, that was incredible, that move. Other than that, the J&J trying to get back to the VWAP and failing was phenomenal, because that's exactly where we were short originally, right? That 139.70, right? Look how many times you tried to get back to it. Couldn't break, couldn't break, couldn't break, couldn't break. The shorters took over. Absolutely amazing. All right. Well, if anybody's still here, I just want to make it one more apparent thing. If you're taking any other trades than the 7 or 8 that I mentioned today, try to stick with my trades. They're all very specific. They're all the same particular setup. You know, obviously Jamama is a little bit different. Blue sky breakout and the whole thing, half number, whole number. But UNH, man, Johnson & Johnson, Bank of America. Who's the guy that had the Bank of America right from the first break? Because that was awesome. Somebody had that VWAP break right from the beginning. Because that was legitimately one of the best trades of the day that I think, I know it's just me and you, Gordon, talking right now, but Bank of America is the kind of trade where you can't be afraid. You know exactly what you're risking. You know exactly where that stock's probably going to go. And you just got to load up. So if you're buying some 29.50s for 15 cents, you know, again, you buy 100, it's only $1,500. And next thing you know, you got, boom, a 55-cent option, bang. That's like owning Jemiah the whole time, right? All with a nice 50-cent reversal off the VWAP on a stock that traded, what, 60 trillion shares today? I'd rather see guys trade the Bank of America earnings reversal, 104 million shares today, than going after Jamama. Even though Jamama made sense still at $40, I'd rather see you do these Bank of America trades. And UNH short, and then UNH recovery, and then a Johnson & Johnson's rollover. I'd rather see you do those trades, because those are our go-tos. So then you could have money to farg around with Tiger Woods, y'all, and Jamama. Wow. I kind of still feel like this is some sort of surrealistic nightmare that I'm in. Well, Jamama might be going to 120. Yeah, and I'm not kidding. Let's take just a quick glance at some of the statistics of the stock. Now, I read it's a very low float, and I also read the company is completely worthless. Anything I'm spewing about these companies is just from blurbs that I've read. All I know is price action. That's all I know, and that's all I'm ever going to claim to know. I don't know what Tiger is. I don't know what Jamama is. I know Netflix, why I bought Netflix, because it broke 350. End of the discussion, right? Jamama, why are you buying it? 39.80 was all-time highs. Breaks that, you're going at least 42.50, and look what you did. You got 5 extra points out of it. Jamama. Let's take a look at some of the statistics for Jamama. Let's go to our trusted statistic finder, Yahoo Finance. Actually, all the statistics might not be up on this one yet because it's a fairly new stock. But let's see if they have statistics. Can anybody find shares outstanding or the float on Jemama? Anybody have that information? I don't see it on Yahoo. Let's see. 75 million, you think? Nah, I don't know. Well, you could do it by the market cap divided by the price, but it's all off now because the stock went up another 14 points today. We should call Germany. Actually, we should call this company. Anybody speak German? And why are they in Germany? I thought it was an African e-commerce company based out of Germany. Is that some sort of ironic joke? Let's call the guys who run the company. Let's call Jeremy Hodara and Sasha. Maybe I'll apply for a job. Come on, seriously. $2 billion French font, guys, the founder. Yeah, well, the big blocks that go off, those are negotiated deals that they did. Yeah, they eventually show them on the tape. It's actually interesting to watch the big blocks, you know, just to see if they trade over those big block numbers, the out-of-market big block number prints. 13.5 million shares. That seems right. That's not a big float. I mean, if you look, but 13.5 outstanding is not what the float is. 13.5 million might be the amount that they did in the offering. Then there's the amount that's tradable, and that's probably a very low number. I mean, if they're going to call it the Amazon of Africa, it's going to go higher, just like the Robin Hood of China. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. It's absolutely, it's all perception and short squeeze on this one. Not a short squeeze, a limited supply squeeze, I would guess you want to call this one. It's not like people are shorting it. It's headquartered in Berlin, Germany. Ugh, just insane. Yeah, I can't find it anywhere. What's up? I'm busy right now. Is there anything really important?
I was calling Ryan, not you.
Oh, okay. Bye. I'm in from 22.50 on Jumaya. Don't laugh. I had 43 shares yesterday. I bought them and my internet was down. Then I saw the stock was at 30, so I sold it. And next thing you know, today it looked like it might be rolling over. And I didn't trade it again till 30, no, not even 30, 37.50. Let's not talk about that one. But then at 40, bought it back. I mean, I'm not in it now, but it's crazy. The whole premise behind this stock is once I saw what Tiger did, and every IPO that I've seen breaking all-time highs has been a buy. Remember, Alibaba was terrible at first, but when it broke back over 90, it became significant. And then when it got over 120, it became a real stock. So, and I'll go talking about Lyft again. If Lyft ever does come back, I don't care what you think. If it ever breaks its all-time highs, the 86, whatever, buy it. Buy it. And that's the whole thing. I sold out of Tiger, and I was patting myself on the back. I held a 5-point move. My cost average was around $10, and I sold it at a cost average around 15, right? And what did it do? It went down for one more day. What did I sell it at? It hit 16.60, and I didn't sell it till it broke back under 15 that day. So I really, I left some money on the table, but I sold it at 15. That was my out at $15. But so after I sold it at 15, the next day it was at, tried to rally, didn't. Then it started to sell off. And then it came back to some support around 14.20. I thought for sure this thing would break 14.20 and go right back to 12.50. And it didn't. And then 3 days, let's say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days later, I'm buying it back at basically 16.80, 16.90. And I'm nervous because here I am chasing my own stock that I just got out of. I hate doing that, but it wasn't any significant size. And that's why I was praying and hoping that they would have options on this thing, because when I bought it back, I'd rather use the money I made on the original stock trade to then buy options. So then I could say, all right, I'm going to put $500 on some $15 calls for June. If the stock takes off, fantastic, I'm in it. If it rolls over and dies, I'm out $500 out of the couple of thousand that I made on the stock. And I would have been living la vida loca right now. Same thing with Jumama. I mean, if they would have had options, once I sold out of the stock at 30 and it broke back over 30, I would have bought some 32.50s, maybe a 35 for goof and rock and roll. But Lyft was an amazing buy yesterday. I did a radio show on Benzinga talking about if it hits 55 and bounces, I'm going to buy it. Hit 55 and bounced, and I bought it. But today, the follow-through move was pretty good up until it wasn't. So wow. What is that? What a choppy mess. And it closed at lows. What a piece of turd. Now you got to wait for the 55 test again. I think we're not going to hold. If we were going to hold, the stock would be, you haven't had a strong close yet, right? You're not having strong closes. So this indicates to me that the stock's going to go lower. We're going to test 55.50 tomorrow. We're going to break it. We're going to go to 52.50, and we're not going to hold 52.50 either. We're going right to 50, the big 5-0. If we don't hold the big 5-0, the stock is going to $38. All right? At $38, hello? At $38, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer at 38 no matter what. I'll throw a bid out there at $38 on Lyft. And if I'm wrong there, my out would be 37.50. But if somebody could do this for me, I'm looking around. I don't see anywhere. Maybe the guys on Stock Twits will come in handy for one time. Back at da la la. Let's block that. Let's go back here. I just saw the word public float somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, there's no data out there. So here, based on this, right? $35.33. It says the market cap of the company at $35 was only 2.12 million. That's impossible. Maybe it's not impossible. Because listen, this thing was trading. It's trading like a why 38? 38 is a big number for me. No, 37.50 is a big number. So if it was to break 50 and they capitulated it, I'm just saying, to hit 38, I'd probably buy it, but I'd only have to risk 50 cents. $50 million. So Jemama, let me see. Anyone have the float number on Jemiah? Thanks. Bottom line is you're crazy right now to want to own it, but tomorrow if it gaps down 2 or 3 points and breaks 45, buy it again. I mean, that's really the bottom line. And that's all that matters right now. So let's go check in. Let me just go check IBM, UAL, and the rest of these guys before we say see ya. Alexa! Imagine she knows. Let me go see. Alexa, what's the float of JMIA stock? She said, I don't know and don't buy it. That's so funny. I actually went in the other room and asked her. All I know is it's the sickest thing I've seen in a long, long time. I thought we were done with IPOs going from 20 bucks to 45 in 2 days. I didn't think we would see this anymore. And that's why I love this business. And that's why I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving. Somebody was trying to make a phone call with me this afternoon. I'm like, all right, I'll be right there. Next thing you know, I get back on the air. It's a half hour later. All right, I'm definitely leaving now. Nope, I'm back. And then it's like 3 hours later and I haven't left my seat. I can't get enough of this stuff. But at least I'm addicted to something that is helping me. Except 43 shares of Jemama didn't do it. They ain't cutting it. I'm not retiring on 43 shares. I bought 43 shares because that's my lucky number, and I was just goofing around. So sick. Did anybody find that number? I can't find it anywhere. That's the thing about the market. Now, how do you interpret that? I look at the, a healthy IPO market. Does that imply that we're hungering for new and exciting stuff? Or is it that people are just scrambling for something that's good because the rest of the market sucks? So is it kind of an offshoot dash for trash when you see these worthless stocks? And again, these last 3 or 4 months, we've seen a lot of therapeutic biotechnology stocks just blow that, these $3 stocks that go to 12 and then they go back to $2 and then zero. That's usually the dash for trash. That's the end of the bull market, or at least the topping of the market. This is kind of similar to that. But at the same time, again, do we need to read deep into it? I don't believe we do. So I won't. And I'll just know that it's simply amazing. A lot better than Lyft. And then again, you know, I've been making fun of it, and I took the video down because I think some people might have been offended by the whole race thing that I was talking about, how if it truly is the African e-commerce, that it'll be a cultural movement. And again, I was right about it. My idea was right about it. But then I went on to say, how are they buying the stocks? And I made some jokes that some people got offended by. But that's why jokes are jokes. If you can't take it, bait it. But all that being said, I know we just joined back on the YouTube over here. Let's say you didn't. Let's say you didn't partake in the Tiger, right? Or the Jumaya. What's my favorite trade on the face of the earth? 1 minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversals. UNH. I shouldn't even be talking about Jumama or Tiger. All you needed today was UNH. And idiot that I am, again, when I see a stock gapped up, I'm immediately thinking to short it, right? Do I short it at 239, 238, 237, 236? Nope. 235, 234, 233, 232, 231, 230? Oh, actually, yeah, I did. I shorted at 232.50 down to the multi-day VWAP, which was pretty sick. And then I had to chase it after it didn't break back over the multi-day VWAP. I shorted it again at 225. So here's a stock that was at 240, and I'm still looking at it as a short at 225. And look at this thing. Tanked another 10 points. It did not make the full 10 points. We did have a couple of good trades, but then it became a long trade. And we made a nice trade off the V bottom there, right? But then it didn't get back over the VWAP and rolled back over and broke new lows. I did not partake in any of that move until later in the day when it really, truly capitulated and gave us another V bottom opportunity at 217 to go long. And there from 217, it reverted right back to the 1 minute VWAP. That's a 5-point trade. Now, again, if you were trading options on UNH, you probably did really well. But that's not where the story ends. The number one trade of the day, percentage-wise, was Bank of America. I know, crazy. I got off the air with you guys, and I was talking about buying a big block of Bank of America. Take a look at that trade. Bank of America through the 1 minute, through the multi-day. When it went finally green, it had a little issue there. You got your pullback, and it held that 268 area from where it broke out from. Wham! That's your moment. That was your moment. Get those $30 calls for the end of the week for 4 or 5 cents. Blow them out at 15 cents. So one of our guys had the 29.50s at 15 cents. Blew them out at 55. I'm looking at the 230s because I was thinking a little bit, you know, visions of grandeur that this thing was going to take off and go to 30.5, which would have been sweet. But I got what I wanted out of the trade. You know, these options were a nickel. They went to 15 cents. All on a 30-cent move, I tripled my money. So, yeah, Jumama was fun, but are you crazy enough to hold on to a stock at $25 all the way to 45? I doubt it. I mean, I sold it twice. I can't, you know, right now I can't imagine buying this again. And I bought it, 200 shares was the top most I ever had. At 43 shares. It's nothing. But with Bank of America, I got no problem buying 100 options. It's an earnings reversal on Bank of America with 109 million shares going through. This thing's probably going to get to 30 if it gets to that 29.80. And we did. You buy it for a nickel, you sell it at 15 cents. That's that is all in one day to triple your money on a day. On a very, very well, easily calculated trade. And the most I could have lost, again, what, $1,500 if it would have went horribly wrong? Chances are I would have been able to get out flat. Wouldn't have lost the whole thing. I wouldn't have been holding it overnight anyway. So you got your nickel to 15 cents, and you're fine. But this is by far the greatest trading market I've ever seen in the history of trading. I've never seen it this good, because you're getting a variety to choose from. Yeah, I mean, today was that day. You know, again, yesterday was an amazing day, but I didn't get my prints. And today I punked out on the UNH puts. You know, UNH puts at, it was the, I don't even want to look, but, oh my God. Wow. It's just repugnant. 227.50 puts. My order right there. 125. And I thought when I was sending the order for 125 that I was probably overpaying. Wow. They went to 11. They went to $12 from 125. That's and again, a reminder for you guys out there that think buying options before earnings reports is the way to do it. That's the complete opposite way of doing it. Let the premiums get destroyed. You trade the stock the next day when it starts to give you a direction. And UNH, man, right out of the gate, short. Bank of America basically hit 29, and it's been a buy. I don't know if you're being serious or not, but it's a crazy trade. You know, how do you still have, you know, how are you not selling into this move on Jemama? I mean, you got 45. I mean, chances are you're going to 50 at least. But you just got 22, got you, well, you know the story. 27.50 got you 30, and so forth and so on. I'm trading 43 share lots of the stock like a piker. Yeah. Minotaur, we're ready to step you up into a whole nother realm. You ready? Actually, we got to talk later, but I got to give you access to the other account and start calling all of our guys that were here like for the last couple of months, because everybody needs to get back in here. I mean, you guys out there that have been debating whether or not to come stop in, stop in. This guy. Tyler, if you're out there too, you too. Kaiser Soze as well. Let's make this truly the Amway of trading. You tell two friends, I tell two friends, they tell two friends. Next thing you know, we got, and then we start a war with Jason Bond. And then I'll make a commercial in an echo chamber somewhere. Sleep, eat, trade, sleep, eat, whatever the hell he says. Every time I want to watch one of my own videos, I got to watch that stupid guy's face to get to my video. I mean, I guess if you advertise on every goddamn YouTube video out there, people are going to go take your dumb course. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. We don't. IPOs are just momentum. There's no VWAP needed except when they come into play. I mean, what's it called? Yesterday, Jemama was a VWAP break. That's what it was. I mean, if you look at the chart on Jemaya yesterday, this was very, very an easy trade, if I want to use that word. Look at the 2-day chart. Take a look at yesterday's VWAP break on JMIA. It wasn't till around 11:40 in the afternoon where it was below the VWAP. So once it got back above the VWAP and broke the range at 27.70, where I bought it back, next thing you know, you're rocking. And then it came back to the VWAP too, and that's where it closed. So today, you actually had the same kind of a trade. So they tried to sell it off. It stayed below the VWAP. You had a double bottom at 33.25. And then at 34.49, it broke back above the VWAP at around 10:40 this morning. That's where I nibbled on it. And there was one, I lost money at 37. Oh, there I am. Yeah, that's where I got hammered. I top ticked it at 37.45. I'm thinking, holy shit, 37.45. Here we go. I'm buying it back. Then gets rolled right over. I lost $1. So I lost. Yeah, that was the one loss on Jemaya today. That was me. I mean, you're gonna top tick it once, right? I mean, how many times are you gonna be the high of the day without eventually being the high of the day? And I got smoked on that one for a $300 loss, right? 37.40. I got out at like 36.50, hammered, right? And there I thought I was out. Then I thought that the game was over. That was going to roll over and die. 37.50 was going to be the end of it. But look what happened. It broke, consolidated over the 1 minute. Next thing you know, you got another range break and then the all-time high break. It's just it's crazy, But if I got 43 shares on, I'm not even watching it. I'm like, all right, it's going to 50. And I should have had that same attitude, with 300. Just hold on for dear life and see you at 50. And I'm telling you, if this thing breaks 50 tomorrow, it could go up to $80. That's what's sick. You think you've seen something so far? You haven't seen shit. You have not seen shit. This thing breaks $50 tomorrow. I'm telling you, it could go to $80. Remember dry ships 3 years ago? You guys don't even remember that one. Remember when it broke 4 and the squeeze was on and went from 4 to 120? You ain't seen shit. They're sending smoke signals right now to buy more of that stock. By the way, MVIS, where's my guy? How does this stock not go away? I mean, you're right. You always want to trade something differently. You want to trade something that nobody even thinks of trading. Nobody talks about it. MVIS. Under $1. Buy it. Stock pops back to 125. That's 25% on your money. And it happens basically every 3 months. The stock goes, pops, goes back down. You buy it again. Next thing you know, here it is, 125. Amazing. Did you ever notice there's a lawsuit on every stock? But yeah, they're going out of business. I mean, RAD is what? That's Rite Aid, right? That one's done because you got CVS is having problems. You got Bed Bath & Beyond having problems. You got, wasn't Walgreens having problems too? Just no reason to be involved in RAD unless it gives you a reason, which I don't know. I haven't looked at that stock in a long, long time. Oh, yeah, boo. No reason. No reason to be in that thing. But what were we just talking about? All right, I'm lost now. Oh, MVIS. I don't know what they do. We have a friend in the room that just it's like his favorite stock. He's been trading it for 20 years, it seems. He just can't get enough. It used to be a legitimate stock, I think, at one point. Thing has options too because it used to be a legitimate stock. Thing has options. All right, on that note, y'all, tomorrow, you know what we'll be looking at? Netflix, obviously, IBM, Jumama, as always. MVIS is reporting earnings tomorrow, so that should be on the radar. And, yeah, that's it. My boy who asked for the password, I sent them out. And if you do come to the room, just show a little bit of respect. I'm trying my best to help people. Don't come in and harass anybody if this is your first time. All right? We tolerate racism to some extent. Who doesn't love to racism? I love to racism, bro. All right, I'm Audi 5000. I'll speak to you Minotaur later. Solid Jello. See you. Thanks for manning the ship. Guys on YouTube, come on in. Just email me, the Minotaur or the Warlock at hitthebid.com. We'll get you the password, and I'll see you when I see you. The Warlock or the Minotaur. I love the racism. You never seen that Eastbound and Down? I love to racism, bro. It's not racist if you're just doing it for fun. It's racist if you're a racist and you're an angry, belligerent psychopath. But if you're just ripping on people because it's funny, think I can't take a Jew joke? I love a good Jew joke. That's racism, bro. All right, y'all. I'll see you in cyberspace. Send me an email. I'll send you a link. We'll all hang out together so I don't have to have two things going on at the same time. And now the time has come. Jumama. Yeah, enough of that. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you. Tell 10 friends. Jumama. Later.